Hey guys, Chekkerz here from ClimaxCombo, bringing you another deck profile. This time I'll be profiling an updated version of my Log Horizon deck, red and blue. The set's out in English now, right?
Yes.
So, just thought we'd show you guys a little bit of what I got going on and some of the other things you guys could check, possibly running your builds. So, let's get started. Level 0. Running for what was his name? Shojo. 2/5 power. If your opponent has 3 or more or less characters, then he gains plus 2k power, which means he's 4/5 on defending, which is a pretty big wall to get over. So really good level 0. 4 of those. 3 of these Shidoe Brainstormers, 1k power. During your opponent's turn, your center front row character gains 1k power, and Brainstorm, pay 1, rest him. Mill the top 4 for every climax, draw a card. 3 of these. 2 of these Akatsuki level 0 Suiciders. Level 0 Suicider, and her other effect is you can rest a weapon or magic, and she gains plus 1k power for the turn. 4 of these Mario, 500 global to all weapon and magic, and her other effect, 2 other effects. One, when you play her, you mill the top card, and if that card is a climax, then you send her to stock. And her other effect is when you play her, mill the top 3 cards of your deck. So you can choose which one resolves first. So it's essentially mill 4 if you do the 3 first and then the stock one. So basically a free brainstorm, which is real nice. 4 of those. 2 of these, whatever her name was.
Sariza or something? I don't know.
God. 0/0, 2k power. On play, give a weapon or magic plus 1500 power. So just a little power boost can be helpful. And lastly, 2 of these Izuzu. 500 power. On play, you can pay 1, discard a card, and search for a weapon or magic. Yeah. And her other effect is she gives 500 power to a certain Rundle House card, which I'll show you in a sec. But for level 0, that's about it. We got 4, 7, 9, 13, 15, 17 level 0s. And for level 1, that Rundle House, we got 3 of these, 1/1. He's 7k. He can't side attack? Wow.
No, he can't be worked by opponent's card effects.
He's 2 effects. What the fuck was his other effect?
What number is he?
7. Well, his first effect, he can't be reversed by opponent's auto abilities, so like level 1 Suiciders, got nothing on him. I think he can't side attack. Yeah, he can side attack. So there we go. 7k. 4 of these level 1 Izuzu, 3 500 power, and she is a level 1 Suicider herself. So 4 of those. 4 of these level 1 Shidoes, 4k power. If you have 4 or more cards in your hand, he gains plus 1500 power, and he also has Clock Encore. And lastly, for level 1, 2 of the PR 1/0 backups, 1k power backup, and if you have a Shidoe on stage when you use her backup, then you can give another character plus 1k power. So 2k no cost, as long as you have a Shidoe. So 2, 6, 10, 13 level 1s. For level 2, we got 1 of these 2/1 Yatas. Whenever your other weapon or magic character attacks, he gains plus 1k power, making him 9k if he attacks third. And his other effect, at the beginning of your climax phase, you can pay 1, discard a card, choose one of your opponent's characters, stand it, and move it to any empty slot on the front stage. Or any stage. Front stage.
Anywhere.
Anywhere. But yeah. So there's that. Nice back row hitter. One of these 2-1 Akatsuki 7K. On play, you can reveal the top card of your library, and if it's a weapon or magic, then you can add it to your hand and discard a card. And her other effect is a Climax phase change with the level 3 Akatsuki. Pay 2, discard a card, send her to waiting room, and you can play this level 3 from the waiting room. And I'll explain her later. But yeah, one of the 2-1 Akatsuki backups. I should probably run 2. 2-5 backup, and her other effect, when you use this backup, you can pay 2 and shuffle all your waiting room and your library together. So, free refresh backup, real good. And 2 of these 2-2 events is just pay 2, salvage 2 characters. So, that's 5 level 2s. Level 3. The good part of the deck. 4 of these level 3 Akatsukis. She cannot side attack, she heals on play, and she climax combos with the gate. On attack, she gains plus 4k power, and when she reverses an opponent, she deals 1 damage. So, a lot of power. Making her condition real easy for that free payment. Real good card. So 4 of those. And 3 of these, level 3 Shido has 3k power. His first effect is a continuous. Your opponent cannot deal damage to you through auto abilities. So burn, any stuff like that. Anything on attack that deals damage. He's a level multiplier in front, but it's 1k. So level 3 gets 3k power, level 2 2k, and so on. And his last effect is when one of your cards in front of him reverses an opponent's character, you can pay 1, rest him, and give that a character. The effect of the character in front of this gets minus 2 soul until the end of your opponent's next turn. So this card's real nice. Pretty scary if it all goes off. So that's 7 level 3s for this deck. And lastly, for climaxes, 4 gates, 3 book, and 1 pants for the clutch climax retrieval of the gate for more Akatsuki combo. Okay, there you go. So those are all the cards in the deck, and now I'll start explaining how to play the deck level by level. First off, real basic in the beginning. You got 2 options really. Your Shoujiro, basically just big buoy to stick around, and maybe he won't die. Hopefully your opponent can't get over him, but there's always level 0 suiciders. So, but it forces them to commit something at least. So it's a nice card. It can generate you some advantage. It's not as good as runners or something like that, but he does a good job. He's a pretty decent card. And of course he's weak on offense. 2-5 power is nothing special, so having a few suiciders at least is always nice. And plus you can rest 2 in the back and she'll hit 3k, which she might not even need to suicide, so who knows. But yeah, these 2 cards are your main beater options for level 0. Throughout the game, you want to play these Mariels. First of all, you want to play her because she's an assist. So, of course, you want 500 gold. It's a nice card to have, and she's essentially a free brainstorming. So, brainstorming, just having access to brainstorm throughout the game is really good because it can get you out of a tough spot. Mill you 4 damage that you won't take, or maybe not in this case. Like, you really only use this to get through your deck faster, so because maybe you're out too many climaxes, you need to refresh sooner, or you've been triggering climaxes like crazy, you have a lot left in deck, stuff like that. Just having brainstorm around is really nice. So you usually want to play these throughout the game. Just think about it and be wise. And, don't always basically always do the mill 3 first, because you want to get something out of it. Because if you happen to miss the one stock card, like she gets sent to stock and you don't get to mill 3 and you only milled 1, so.
No, you can do 3.
What?
She doesn't have to send the field for that to resolve.
What?
Yeah, you can do both.
So does it matter?
Doesn't matter. You lose it.
Why?
My bad.
Oh! Ignore what I said.
You get both.
Good card. even if she gets sent to stock, it's not that big a deal. She's costless. It's like she attacked, kinda. It does suck you don't have 500 power, but at least you get the mill 4. So that's what's important for this card. And yeah, pump stuff if you need to. But generally, back row, usually either 2 of these or a Shido or Brainstormer in the back is nice. Because, he does pump 1k, so he's not just sitting there doing nothing. But also, your backup requires a Shido to be there, so if you happen to not have the 1-0 Shido there, then, your condition is fulfilled by keeping him here. So, your back row could look something like this, or 2 Marios. Either one is acceptable. But yeah, so for level 1, I try to get this guy out as soon as possible, because he'd be 5/5 as long as you have 4 cards in your hand, which is not that hard to do, because 4 is pretty low. If you have this, he's 6k, and then during your opponent's turn he could potentially be 7k, so not bad at all. Definitely not as good as other stuff that other sets might have, but it gets the job done, and he has clock on course, so it keeps your hand up a bit by keeping him around with the clocking. Really useful, and I try to always have him out. But of course he is weak, so you can't just sit there and let your opponent do what he will to you, because you're just gonna lose. He's gonna have too much advantage. So you have 2 options at level 1 for getting rid of other things. Level 1 Suiciders to get rid of those really powerful 1-0s or those 1-1s that give you trouble. Because your Runda House isn't that strong, but he does counter Suiciders, which can be really good against certain decks. Why am I showing this? I'm done. Where that hollow? There he is. He can't side attack, but he's your strongest card, so you're probably just gonna smack anyways. 7/5 like this. If you happen to have the level 0 Izuzu, then he's 8k. Yeah. So, not a bad card. It has its uses. Level 1 Suicider's always got their uses. So yeah, this is basically it. And lastly, of course, you always have good old 1-0, 2k backup, as long as you have either this level 1 or the level 0 Shido. So he could be, 9/5, which is pretty good. You'll probably be able to survive some things. Same with this guy. If he's on defending, he'd be like 6k, 7k, 9k. So you can hit pretty hard on defending. So, you got options. You got stuff to work with. It's not the worst in the world, but it's definitely nothing special. But it gets the job done. And your main goal for level 1 and 2 is to just, try to get as much stock as you can, and just make sure you don't fall behind in damage too much. Because once you get to level 3, it gets real exciting. But if you're doing too bad, like if the deck's doing bad, like you don't got that much stock, or you just got smacked up, then it's kind of hard to win with. But as long as you're doing all right, then level 3 can get pretty scary for your opponent. But for level 2, if your opponent's got some real nasty back row assists or something that's just really doing work for them, you can use the Nyata. He's pay 1, discard a card. I mean, so it's basically pay 2, discard a card for him. But he's a pretty decent attacker. He can hit 9k on offense. So it's not that bad. So yeah, he's in there for that option, but you don't always just want to play him. You really just want him there for the possibility of killing your opponent's back row. There's also this. I find myself almost never doing this change, but it's always there just in case that 1 or 2 games you're just doing crazy good. You got 20 stock, that's all clean or something like that. You can always just change out. Changing early, bring the Akatsuki out. She heals. She starts doing the burn right away. So it could just accelerate your lead even more. So that's why it's there, just to press your advantage that much more. But you mostly just want to save your stock for level 3 to just go crazy. So doing these 2 options, the Nyata and the Changer, are really, just like, they're just tech cards. You usually don't do them. But in some situations they can come in handy quite a bit. But yeah. So there's that. The 2-2 event is here because there's not very many ways to keep your hand up. So, like, there's Clock Encore and there's Brainstorm, but that's all. Like, everything else you either trade or you go even. Like, so it can be kind of rough because your stuff isn't that strong anyways. So you're probably just going to end up trading most of these things because, Suicide is just trade. And Ruined House isn't that strong, so he might die. So the event can help you back in. But again, it does require a lot of stock, so you just got to use it wisely. But if you need something in your hand, like you really need to start preparing, then that's what it's there for, just to fix your hand up and get you ready. Because level 3 needs to go. You need to get your level 3 off, because that's when the deck shines, which I'll talk about right now. So basically, something like this, maybe. Just play as many Akatsuki's as you can if you have the stock, but having a level 3 assist means your level 3 game is really stock heavy because he's not only 1 stock, he's 2, plus you need Akatsuki's, so that's like Akatsuki's your only level 3 in this deck for like beating up stuff, and she's really good, but yeah. So let's see. Also, you need stock to pay for his effect, which his effect is really good. -2 soul in front is almost like saying your opponent ain't going to do damage. They have to either 1k1 or they have to trigger to even get like 1 in, which can help your survivability a lot. And your opponent can also not deal auto effects, so it takes away some of their endgame potentially, so this level 3 assist makes you survive quite a bit. It's really useful, and it also, not only that, it gives your Akatsuki's 3k power. So they're 13k on defense, 13.5 if you have Mario, which is defense and offense, which is really good. And it almost guarantees the Akatsuki combo because she also gets 4k power on her own for the combo. So that's 17k, which like nothing can get over. There's like, unless something crazy happens, your opponent's probably just gonna die, and they're definitely gonna take the 1 burn damage, which is really nice. So yeah, at level 3, you just kind of gotta go crazy and just try and kill them. And your Shidoway keeps you alive, Katsuki kills them, and pantses to keep the Katsuki coming. But that's really it. You just play the deck until try to not fall behind until level 3, and then have some fun. Because this deck is real fun at level 3. But yeah, let's see. I think that about covers most of it. Talk about this too. If you have the sock, free refresh backup can save your ass. It saved me a lot of times. It's really good. It can keep you around 1 more turn, and that turn can make a huge difference because you still got Akatsuki's out. You still have the potential of getting your gates. So there's always hope with this backup. Super good. At least run 1. I probably should run 2. I might run 2. I'll run 2. Yeah. There we go. That's it. That's how I play the deck level by level. And now I'll just talk about some other alternatives you guys can try out running your own decks. Got some alternatives for you. The deck probably stays pretty much the same thing at level 0 and 3. The only area that changes a lot would be level 1, because there are a few options for level 1. You can use them depending on your tastes, how you like to play level 1. I will talk about this card, because this is the 1 level 0 other option that you have. It's 2,500 power Akatsuki, but if she's alone, she gets plus 1,500 power, making her 4K and hand encore. So she's a nice beater. 4K hand encore, you're going to stick around as long as you don't get clock shoot or stock shot. But the only downside, really, to this is that you can't play any other cards with her. Otherwise, there's no point to her, because she's only 2/5. And you do have Marios, which for sure I would always run for. And not being able to play them at level 0 could hurt. And maybe you need to play something else to pay out the climax that you just triggered. So, all in all, I think this limits your level 0 game too much. But if you don't mind that, if you like big body level 0s with hand encore, then go for it. But yeah, that's about it. So now I'll start talking about a few 1/1 alternatives, or 1/0 level 1 alternatives. First, there's this costless Akatsuki. She's 4 or 5 power. But if you have 2, 3 or more weapon or magic characters on stage, she gets plus 1,500 power, making her 6K 1/0, which is pretty good. Nice for costless. And if you only want to run red at level 1, then you can take up the 1/0 Shidoes. Probably take up the Rundo Houses, because he's not that good anyways. You'll probably run something else. I have another 1/1. But yeah, she's a really good 1/0 option for red. And 6K is really nice. So there's that. If you're going to run that 1/0, I'd definitely throw in one of these. She's 1/1, 6K with clock encore. And on your turn, you can rest a character, and she gets plus 1K power. So on offense, she can hit 8K power, which is really nice. And she has clock encore, so she can stick around, generate your hand size. You're not missing out too much on that one stock, because she can stick around. Excuse me. So really good 1/1, 1/1 to combo with this 1/0, along with the Izuzu Suicider. So that's a good lineup you can run. That's probably one of my favorites. There's another 1/0 red card. This guy, don't even remember his name, but if you have a Mariel on the stage, when you play him, he gains plus 2K power, making him 7K, which is pretty strong on offense. For that one turn, you just need to get over something. Here, take it out. 7K. You've done your job, because he's costless, and you're probably trading with something pretty heavy. Or maybe not. Who knows? He trades pretty well. He's probably going to die, because 5K is pretty weak later. But yeah, he's also a nice option, and he's easy to get off, because, you run the level 0 Marios, which you'll probably always have. So yeah, that one's there. For blue, there's this Naotsugu, 1/1, 7/5 power. But since he's oversized, he's going to have a downside. When he gets reversed, your opponent can draw a card and discard a card. I don't remember. I haven't used this since the beginning. I don't think it's draw one. That'd be stupid.
What number is he?
33. Actually, I think it is draw one.
That's awful.
No. It has to be draw one, ditch one.
Yeah, draw one, ditch.
Okay, good. Still a bad effect, because you let your opponent filter out a card. And maybe,
Okay.
yeah. It's a pretty bad effect. But if he doesn't die, he's great. 7/5, that's crazy. 8K, dang. 10K defending, if you have a backup, dang. He also, not to mention, he's got a bonder, pay 1. What the fuck's the other effect? It's something bad. Oh, I think it's pay 1, draw 1, ditch. That sucks.
Yeah, pay one, draw one, ditch.
Yeah. I want to run this, but you guys, with your fancy games, fuck, you can do this if you want. It's pretty I don't know. It's an option. I just thought I'd throw it out there. 7.5 is cool. These cards were cool.
No, they weren't.
Dude, kinda.
Not really.
That was busted.
Not even.
Busted. Alright. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't run this.
Oh yeah, why don't you?
Stop.
Oh.
1-1 event, blue. 3-5 backup. Pretty good. Real good for 1 cost, especially level 1. But, like I've said throughout the profile, you need a lot of stock for level 3. And I don't feel like any of these level 1s are worth that extra stock saving, because you also still have 1.0 2K backups, which is already really good. So I definitely don't think you need this. Like, that's good enough. And if you need more, it's not worth it for 1 stock. Like, everything's pretty replaceable. Like, you either have Clock Encore or you have something that's just going to trade anyways. So I don't think, that's why I don't run the event counters. But yeah, there's that. And lastly, it's time to talk about my boy, Naotsugu. 9.5 level 3. 500 for every weapon or magic character. All the time, I think.
Yes.
And his other effect, bringing it back old school, we got Bodyguard. Bodyguard is essentially when your opponent's character attacks, they must front attack this card. As long as he's in the center.
And not reversed.
And not reversed. So, if you got this fool with that Shidoe and a full field, then he's 11.5, 14.5 Bodyguard, that's crazy. 15 with the Mario, that's real strong all the time. Plus you got 2K backups, 17K, that's crazy. Now, your opponent just has to ram everything, which could be bad for you, because then you got nothing for Akatsuki to reverse, but, you know, it also leaves your opponent to tickle you, almost, because if he reverses something, then you always have the Shidoe to -2 soul. So, that still gets rid of 1 attack, so your opponent's only doing 2 attacks, essentially, sometimes, depends on triggers and stuff, but 2 attacks. They basically have to ram because it's pretty hard to kill this. And yeah, it could potentially be pretty cool for you because your opponent just can't do nothing anymore. You just gotta hope, because he can't burn you. He can't clock shoot this or reverse this for other effects. So it's just gotta smack them up and hope. Which, you know, I've still lost that way. So it's not. It's an alright card. It's not super good, but it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. You got anything?
He's good in searching matchups.
Yeah.
He's okay at 1, probably.
Yeah. Just have 1. Be like, dang,
Having
this
2
deck
is
won't do
stupid.
nothing to this. And you play it, and they're like, shit, I can't do nothing. And then you just have fun watching their guys just kill themselves. But yeah, that's the last card I got for alternatives. Pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I got for Log Horizon. That's what I've done with the deck. Tried a few of those different. I think I've tried all of these options out, all of the level 1 ones. My favorite's the level 1 Akatsuki lineup. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's it. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys learned a few things. Maybe you want to try something out now. Hope I sparked your interest a bit in this deck series. Yeah. Till next time.